This week on Outdoor Bound TV. It's early December, and we're off to northern Wisconsin to find some early ice panfish. First, we meet up with our buddy Josh Tigan of Iron River, Wisconsin, to fish some clear water panfish on weed edges. Then it's off to the north central part of the state, where our friend Terry Ludwig has us on an inland, stained body of water.
It just doesn't get any better than this. There he goes, right there. Nice healthy walleye. There we got one. Nice Manitoba walleye. There's some shoulders on this guy. There he is. This never gets old. Well, look at the size of that. Look at that.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Mission by Matthews and Vortex Optics.
I'm gonna be just like my dad, strong like him, smart like him, and now that I have my Mission Menace, I'm gonna be a bow hunter just like he is. This bow is my beginning, my future. This is my mission.
Featuring an advanced perimeter weighted dual cam system, the Mission Menace provides power for the hunt and adjustability to fit any beginner, young or old. Visit missionarchery.com to find an authorized retailer near you. Mission by Matthews.
Hi, I'm Melissa Bachman, host of Winchester Deadly Passion. Join me for the 2018 Wisconsin State Hunting Expo, February 23rd through the 25th at Shopko Hall in Green Bay. Over 125 outfitters from around the world are going to be there, plus all the new hunting merchandise and apparel. Then join me for the SCI Hunters Banquet at Stadium View Bar and Grill. Gun raffles, great food, tons of fun, and our famous live auction. See you there.
Junior! What's up, what's up, what's up?
Do I know you?
Dewey Rider. I'm the new you, I'm the new model, I'm the upgrade. Oh, nobody told you?
No.
Oh, this is awkward. You know, I'm gonna be driving race cars around super fast in circles, riding wild, Mountain Dew, all the time. I'll take this, thank you. You just go on, just go ahead and clear frame.
Exit frame, Dale.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. All the way.
This is weird.
I'm all the way up.
Big Bear Down has all the supplies you need for this year's hunting season. Check out our large selection of 10-point and Horton crossbows and accessories. Big Bear Down has added more hunting gear, deer attractant, mineral, and accessories to meet your needs. Check out our selection of handguns, shotguns, ammunition, rifles, and more. Big Bear Down has the quality name brand products you can depend on again and again. Big Bear Down, conveniently located on Highway 13 in Abbotsford.
Hi everyone, welcome to Outdoor Bound TV. I'm Kurt Walbeck. On this week's show, we start a tour across northern Wisconsin. Now it's early December, so we're in search of fishable ice. Our buddy Josh Tigan grew up in the Iron River area of northwest Wisconsin. Now he's been guiding here for quite a few years. He's headed out to one of his favorite bodies of water. Let's catch up with him out on the ice right now.
So today we're fishing a lake up in northwest Wisconsin. It's a small lake, it's about 100 acres. And basically it's just a big bowl. You got a basin out in the middle, and that's where there's a lot of small crappies and bluegills. But on the weed edges around this lake, there's actually some really nice crappies and nice gills. So we're also gonna set up some beaver dam tip-ups. Hope we can get some pike and bass too. All right. Today we're fishing a big weed line, and in this particular lake the weed line's in about 18 to 19 feet. So behind us we got a big weed edge, and this hole is kind of right on that edge of that in about 18. So what we're doing is we're throwing beaver dam tip-ups out. We got big northern suckers on them, and what I'm doing is I'm setting about 4 or 5 feet off the bottom. The weeds can be pretty thick in here, so I like to leave the minnows up a little higher so the fish can see it from farther away. So we're just using a big northern sucker. I got a fluorocarbon leader on, and I'm just hooking them right through the back. Just like that, got a little weight above them. I'm gonna let them down about 15 feet. We're good to go. All right, let's go jig up some panfish.
What's happening is these smaller bluegills are following the bait up. So when I drop the bait down, I can watch it on the Markham, and they're going down and the fish are just screaming up off the bottom to meet it, but they're really not biting it. They're just kind of following it around, and as you can see, it's kind of a smaller bluegill. And I have a feeling that's what's going on down here. I've got quite a few marks here on the Markham, and that's probably what it is. So we'll get back down there, see if we can get another one. Well, I've been able to entice a few of them to come up and bite, but pretty much everyone that's bitten has been a small 4 or 5 inch bluegill. So here comes another one just racing off the bottom right now. He's coming right up to it. I think he's gonna hit it. He's pretty aggressive. There he is. This one feels a little bit better. He was pretty aggressive. He came and met it. Oh yeah, that's a lot nicer bluegill. And you can see the beautiful colors on these fish. Now this one acted totally different. As I was dropping my jig down, it was probably 5-6 feet off the bottom, and I could see him come racing up, and he met it. You can usually tell the attitude of fish when they're going to bite, and the attitude of this guy, well, he wanted to feed. What I'm using today is just a very, very small 32nd ounce red jig with a little bit of a red body on it, and then I'm just tipping it with a little bit of a waxworm. I tried the jig initially without a waxworm and they didn't seem to like it, so just that little bit of waxworm on the end seems to make the difference.
Comes one. There we go. That thing came flying off the bottom. Let's see what we got here. There was quite a few fish down there, and this, oh, crappie. This one came skyrocketing off the bottom, which is kind of funny because we've been catching a lot of smaller gills, and they've been a little finicky, and then all of a sudden this guy shot past them, and that makes sense now. Now we know why it's a crappie, so that's a good sign. Hopefully we can get a few more of them. So I'm using the new Acme tungsten, and I started with the bigger size, and they weren't liking it too much, so I downsized to that smaller one. And that seems to be what they wanted. I'm using a beaver dam rod and reel, just a smaller carbon fiber light 26 inch rod, and we got something going now. Time to get another one.
Yeah, it's pretty early in the season, but it is pretty cool today. We had a bit of a wind earlier this morning. The winds lay down kind of nice. We've got filtered sun, but the temperatures are only in the single digits. Now, we're hoping for a lot of cold weather because we really need to build some ice here. Right now, there's only about 5-6 inches of ice, and here comes another bluegill. Let's see if he's going to hit. Pretty typical to most of these fish. He saw the jig coming down, he screamed up off the bottom to meet it, just didn't want to hit it.
There we go. This one feels a little bluegill. A lot of little ones down there, but seems like you got to weed through these guys to get the big ones. Little waxy left. Here we go, come on, he's coming up, eat it. There we go. This one's got a little weight to it. It's fighting like a bluegill, doing the whole circle. Another small one. They're starting to get a little aggressive though, so that's good.
You know what I found watching electronics, and this is really where electronics have changed the game of ice fishing. When you watch your electronics, what I've noticed is that if you can introduce a second fish into the formula, they tend to get a lot more aggressive. Now, one fish by themselves that they don't want to bite, well, they can afford to be a little finicky, but usually when a second fish comes onto the scene, then there's a competition, and then they're a lot more apt to bite.
Ooh, there's a bigger mark down there a little bit. Come on, he's coming up fast. There we go. Bunch of fish started coming in. We're seeing a lot of A lot of marks, and yeah, there's a little better gill there. Not a monster, a little smaller than what we're looking for, but not a terrible one. They're getting a little bigger now. Hopefully as it gets later, the bigger ones start cooperating.
Today we're using the new lithium shuttle from Markham out here on the ice, and this is my first opportunity to really give it a try out on the ice. We've done a lot of testing with it prior to the season, and now that we've got some safe ice, I'm really excited to have it out here. Now, we happen to have this very unit with us at the Duluth Sports Show last weekend, and it ran at the booth all 3 days. And today I fired it up without charging it up, and it's registering 64%. That's incredible. The days of having to swap out batteries out on the ice are pretty well gone with the invention of the new lithium shuttle from Markham. I have mine paired with an LX7 Markham, and I really like the Markham line of electronics. But what's really cool is you can take any electronics that you currently own and match it up with the lithium shuttle. Just take the cord that is available from Markham, adapt it over, and now you have the advantage of full lithium.
There's about 6 of them down there. Here comes, there we go. Bait size there. Just choked it down. One key to finding these early ice fish is actually coming out here in the boat right before ice up. You know, a lot of these lakes, on these weed lines and these basins, you can actually come out in the boat and you can mark these schools of fish. And rather than driving around and, you know, drilling hundreds of holes each day to try to find them, it's a lot easier just to drive around in the boat and, you know, locate them. And then when you do finally have ice, you can come out there and go right to those areas, and generally those fish are usually still there. You know, on first ice, you definitely want to be safe. Always bring a spud bar, check out in front of you, always have a rope and throwable in case you do go through, always have your ice picks. You can never be too safe on first ice because you never know what can happen. Here comes one. There we go. Ooh, we might have a little better one here. Maybe not. That guy was a little deceiving on the hook set. So usually when I'm fishing a lake that I've never been to before, there's a few things that I look for. One, is there a basin? You know, if there's a big basin on a lake that's, you know, 100, 200 acres. Ooh. Oh, it's spinning fast now. I'm gonna let him take it just a little bit more. We got a big sucker on there, so give him just a couple more seconds. Not a whole lot of weight there. Oh boy, now there is. He got me in the weeds a little bit. I thought he was a little smaller, but let's see what we got. Oh, big, large. There we go. There's a big Northwest Wisconsin largemouth there. Not a bad one. Probably about 4 pounds or so.
Well, we've got a couple starting to show up on, here comes one pretty aggressive. Oh, there he loaded, he hit it. Wow. I think he wanted to eat, definitely. Oh, this feels like a better fish. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what we're talking about. Look at the beautiful colors on that fish. Wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful bluegill. And this is not really the size we're looking for, but we're getting there. We've weeded through some of the small ones, and this one's a beautiful, beautiful gill, but not exactly the size that we want to keep for the fry pan.
I have a big advantage to where I live. It's a really cool area in northern Wisconsin. I live in a small town of Iron River. The population's only about 500 people, but we have a lot of options around. I was lucky enough to grow up on a lake, the Pike Lake chain, which is about 2 miles south Iron River, that has pretty much every fish species that swims in it in the inland waters. And then within a half-hour drive, I can hit Lake Superior, I can hit the Brule River, I can be down towards the Hayward area lakes. I mean, it's an incredible area. Within an hour drive of me, I probably have 500-600 different options as far as lakes, rivers, and then of course the big lake, Lake Superior.
Here he comes. Oh, there he goes. I think he hit it there once and I missed it, but luckily was able to, oh yeah, this feels a little better fish. Oh yeah, there you go. We'll take it. Another nice bluegill. Well, you know what? Maybe as we get later in the day here, some of these bigger fish are starting to work in. We're getting down through some of those smaller fish, and you know, that's just a nice sized bluegill. Fun to catch. Great day out here. Early season in northwest Wisconsin. Out with my buddy Josh today, and the weather's nice. Fun day out on the ice.
One thing I get asked a lot about fishing new lakes up here in northwest Wisconsin is, you know, what do you look for, especially early ice? Usually what I do is first of all I figure out if it's a clear body of water or a stained. Oh, I just missed one there. If it's a stained body of water, generally the weeds die early in October and the fish don't have a lot to relate to near shore. So then what I do is I look for ooh, that might be a good one there. Then generally what I look for is, let's see what we got here. There's a nice gill, about 6-7 inches. But generally what I look for in a stained body of water is basins. You know, your fish aren't going to relate to weeds because the weeds are dead. What they're going to do is they're going to go out to the middle of the lake and they're going to suspend. So look at your map, find the deepest basin in the lake, and go out there with your electronics and try to find the fish that are suspended. Generally they're going to be suspended anywhere from 4 to 8 feet off the bottom. Now if you're fishing a clear water lake, I do the opposite. Usually your weeds are still alive. Find those weed edges. Usually on a clear lake, those weed edges are going to be in anywhere from 10 to 15 feet of water. Find those weed edges and those fish are going to be right in those weeds.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Real Deal Mineral and HHA Sports.
No matter what you're chasing on the ice this winter, Acme Tackle has you covered. From the innovative Hyper Glide and Hyper Rattle series to legendary Castmaster, Rattle Master, and Sidewinder spoons, or the all-new professional grade tungsten series, Acme Tackle has what you need. Visit acmetackle.com to check out our full product assortment. Acme Tackle rattles louder, glides further, and glows brighter. Get hooked up with Acme Tackle.
Optimizer by HHA Sports. The Optimizer Kingpin marks the third generation of archery's #1 selling single pin adjustable sight. On the range or in the field, start ruling your kingdom today with the Optimizer Kingpin. The Optimizer speed dial. Extend the range and accuracy of your crossbow to the yard accuracy with a single reticle. Simply range, dial, and shoot. All Optimizer sight systems are made in the USA and carry a 100% lifetime guarantee. Ask for Optimizer at a dealer near you.
When winter weather makes driving difficult, fight back with a newer pre-owned vehicle from Colby Chrysler. Isn't it time you test drive the Ram 1500, voted Motor Trend's Truck of the Year not once, but twice? That's right, twice. It's just a short drive to Colby to check out our new and used selection of four-wheel drive vehicles to help you tackle winter's toughest driving conditions. Welcome home to Colby Chrysler.
Rheum Motors has been serving central Wisconsin since 1947 and offers a full line of quality Kubota tractors, mowers, and RTVs. Let the knowledgeable staff at Rheum Motors help you select the best Kubota RTV for you and your family. From weekend food plot maintenance to projects around your yard, you can count on Rheum Motors for all your quality Kubota products at both convenient locations.
Rheum Motors. Take the short drive up Highway 45 in Antigo and Burnhamwood.
Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're interested in fishing with Josh Tigan's guide service in Iron River, Wisconsin, all of his information is right on the screen. Now next we head right down the road to north central Wisconsin, where I get a chance to spend some time on the ice with someone that was instrumental in getting me ice fishing as a child. Let's join my buddy Terry Ludwig near the Tomahawk area, where he's already out on the ice.
I got one down here again, but oh boy, but he just don't want it. Wiggled a little bit and that was it. Well, I fish here. I fish Lake Nokomis, which isn't too far away. And a bunch of lakes in the Minocqua area. Then the Phillips area has always been pretty good too. You can get over there and fish Long and Sioux and Solberg and I jump around a lot. There we go. Them bluegills, they wrap around the transducer all the time. My dad took me fishing a lot as a kid. Sunfish. I thank him for that. He'd come home from work at night and we just get in the car and go fishing. There was that guy up on Holtman Lake. Remember that farmer that had the boats for rent? We never had a boat. We'd go up there. Dad would rent a boat from that farmer, and that was our evening. He liked to ice fish, yes. He did. He liked to fish, period. I remember back then though, that was you weren't real mobile back then. That was an ice chisel. You know, and you'd chop 2 holes in the ice, and that's where you sat, because you just weren't gonna chisel through that much ice, that many holes. Yeah, a little more active down there now.
He just attacked that thing. I saw him on the market when I went down to him, and he just attacked it.
You remember the old ice fishing poles, the wooden one, and it actually had a pick in the end of it, so you could stick it into the ice, and it had 2 little pegs on, and you'd wrap your line around, and you'd go with a 5-gallon pail with a couple of wooden ice fishing sticks with the line wrapped around them, and a spud to cut a hole in it, and the dipper. That was about it. There's a fish.
That's a little better. Bluegill? You know, they really have some pretty deep shoulders on them, and what's neat is when you bring them up out of the water, they really don't have a lot of color, but as you can tell, as soon as they get out in the air, then the color starts to show up, and you know, that's really a nice bluegill. That's probably a 7-inch bluegill. It's nothing super huge, but great for a meal and a ton of fun to catch.
Okay, I got a line coming in there. Oh. Feels pretty decent. We're gonna pull this transducer out so we don't wrap around it. Going in circles, probably a bluegill. Not a bad one. On red. We'll let him go today. How's that sound? There we go. We had a cabin up on a family cabin on a lake up in the Harrison Hills, and we'd go up and we'd roll around there and fish at night. He'd drag a big sucker minnow under a bobber set about 6-8 feet deep behind the boat, and we'd just roll all the way around the lake. And hopefully we rode by something that was hungry. It's kind of amazing that fishing has stayed as good as it has with the increase in technology. You know, if you think about it, it's just so much easier to catch a fish. But yet we still manage to, you know, keep lakes productive, so must be doing something right somewhere. There's a fish.
You know, we're continuing our quest across northern Wisconsin looking for fishable ice and for panfish, and this is a pretty nice little bluegill. Now, Terry and my Uncle Steve would come and pick me up when I was just a kid and take me out ice fishing. And had it not been for that influence, I probably wouldn't be an ice fisherman today.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Markham Technologies and Strike Master Ice Augers.
Brewpub Pizza is specifically designed with the hungry in mind. It's big, it's bold, and it's outrageously delicious. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza is made with your favorite premium meats and veggies, topped with over a half pound of real Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. When you're looking for the ultimate pizza adventure, when you crave a really serious pizza that brings the great Brewpub experience, this is the one. Pick it up today at your favorite local grocer. Brewpub Lotta Matza Pizza, the ingredients for a great time.
Lithium Shuttle, only from Markham Technologies.
Since 1957, Meyer Buildings has offered full design and project management for your farm, equestrian, commercial, and storage building needs. Our recreational building line specializes in the design and construction of affordable, remote area buildings for the outdoorsman.
Whether it's a hunting cabin, lake home, workshop, or commercial facility, Meyer Buildings will design and build a building that is uniquely tailored to your needs.
My name is Jeff Meyer from Meyer Recreational Buildings. Call us today for a better way to build.
We handle your races, your jumps, and your trails. Isn't it time you give your daily driver the same love? AmSoil Signature Series Synthetic Motor Oil delivers 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by leading industry standards. And now, ordering AmSoil is even easier. Simply log on to qcamsoil.myamsoil.com and have quality AmSoil products delivered right to your door.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Rapala and Otter Outdoors.
Well, that'll about do it for us here in northern Wisconsin. Now, we're going to continue our quest across the state, heading to the western part of the state to see if we can find some fishable ice. And we hope that you'll join us again here next week, when we'll bring you more great hunting and fishing action from around the Midwest, around the nation, and around the world, right here on Outdoor Bound TV. Oh, there's a fish. Hey everyone, welcome back. Now,
Okay, sorry.
a big thanks to Josh there in Iron River. Hey.
On a lake that's, 100, 200 acres.
Now next we head to...
Let me start that over, that was bad.
Now next we head to north... Look what's right behind you. My mouth's froze apparently. A big thanks to our buddy Josh there in Iron River.